This is breaking news.
As BLACKPINK's members try on solo stardom, only one finds a perfect fit. What does a K-pop idol look like when set free from the system? On their own for the first time, Jisoo, Jennie, Lisa, and Rosie each arrive at a different answer. Most singles by the bittersweet K-pop girl group BLACKPINK begin with the same catchphrase, a notice that the crew is in your area. Dreamt up by producer Teddy Park, the tagline turned battle cry announces what the group and its stakeholders are after: new turf. K-pop music has always been about soft power, but the it girls of the Korean talent megalith YG Entertainment can feel like the ultimate dividends of those efforts. A diasporic force engineered to feel cosmopolitan. As member Rosa put it in 2019, "Wherever you are, we are." Certifying that transnational appeal, the last BLACKPINK album, 2022's Born Pink, was decorated with firsts. First girl group to sell 1 million records in a week in South Korea, and first K-pop girl group to debut at No. 1 in Canada, the UK, and the US. These days, however, expanding that sphere of influence means dividing and conquering. When the members' contracts with YG were due to expire in 2023, their resignation was conditional. They would return to the company as a group, but be free to go elsewhere as soloists. There would be another BLACKPINK album and massive world tour, but not before they flooded the zone one by one. Since December, the 4 members of BLACKPINK, Rosé, Jisoo, Lisa and Jennie, have all launched solo projects, performed primarily in English. As one of the first K-pop acts to cross the threshold in America, the group has always had a knack for communing with English-speaking audiences, a tactic the rest of the industry has been trending toward of late. The group's music is possessed by a pyrotechnic splendor, walking a fine line between garish and chic. As with BTS, the songs take a hip-hop forward approach, using rap as a cultural shorthand and decoder. Before he was their producer, Teddy Park was in YG's first-gen K-pop rap crew 1TYM. But the BLACKPINK signature is its crossbred feel, a K-pop hive mind formed across 4 nations into an amalgamation of adaptable diva swagger, then blown up to include neon EDM and siren synth pop. Even when soft, they'd never go quietly. The solo records they have released find them each navigating a full-scale sector shift from K-pop to major label pop. And perhaps just as importantly, a perspective shift from collective to individual. The title of Rose's debut album, Rosie, taken from the nickname used by those nearest to the singer, hints at an up-close vulnerability. Lisa's alter ego sits at the opposite end of the same spectrum. Across its 15 tracks, she slinks in and out of 5 different characters, each serving as part of a personality mosaic. Jennie's Ruby rests somewhere between, named for the alter ego she created when she moved to New Zealand to learn English. It nods to a dissociating determination. Jisoo's Immortage, the one EP of the bunch, is significantly bolder in its narrative presentation, with a press release claiming the project marks the rebirth of the global superstar. Global superstardom is clearly still on the agenda for all 4. The thing about the pop sphere is that there is always more of it left to annex, and they became K-pop idols performing a wide-ranging maximalism. But ironically, their respective plays for world domination feature inward-looking turns, or at least, so the members claim. In discussing their albums with the press, they all speak of getting in touch with themselves outside the YG facilities for the first time. "I wanted Rosie to portray what I live and breathe," Rose said in an interview with ID in November. "I feel like BLACKPINK was my alter ego. I grew up watching Beyonce performances, when it would take like 2 hours to load videos on YouTube. I'm obsessed with that, and I'm so grateful because I've been able to live that life for almost a decade, and it still is the best thing." But then Rosie, on the other hand, would be the girl who was downloading it at home. "This is all me. The greatest part of this solo project for me was that I had time with myself, Jenny told Zane Lowe. I really got to dig deep inside of who I am and what I am. A day later, a conversation with the Wall Street Journal put a finer point